Brah, brah, brah. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is RNF, Ryan Nintendo Freak, back again with another video. So, I made this kind of video like a couple of months ago. It's been so long ago that I don't even remember how many months ago or so that we did this. I think it might have been like almost about like a year or something, or a year maybe. I did episode 1 of hunting for Nintendo Switch games over at my Walmart, and I really had a lot of fun just going and exploring and just seeing like what kind of Switch games they had and like what kind of games that I really needed to add to my collection. And I wanted to do a second episode, but for some weird reason, I didn't get around to it. So that's what we're doing today. So for today's video, we are doing episode 2, that's 2, of hunting for Nintendo Switch games. And also, now with the Nintendo Switch 2 being released, we can also add what kind of Nintendo Switch 2 games we can add as well to see what kind of games we could find. But anyways, let's go.
Alright, so now let's move away from the PlayStation stuff because I'm making my way to the Nintendo section, and here we go, and oh my god, I need this. I might have to ask the store to see if I could have this if they're done advertising for the Switch 2, but focus, Ryan. Remember what you came here for, Switch games. Okay, so here's all their Switch 2 games. Now, there's not a lot of Switch 2 games right here. Like, there's a lot of, like, blank spots. Maybe it's because that this is only the first wave of games. Wait a minute. I found 2 Switch 2 games hiding way in the back, and I don't have these yet. Now, let's look at that beautiful wall of all the OG Switch 1 games. I have a lot, like a good amount of all these games, so there's not really one that's really popping or catching my eye. Actually, except for one, I don't have Splatoon 3 yet. Hang on, when did this happen? Another Ghostbusters game for the Switch? Never heard about that one. Now we gotta take a look at their wall of controllers. These are all look really nice. This Pac-Man one is sick, and also this Pokemon one too looks awesome. Then this right down here, this Mario steering wheel, awesome. We gotta take a look at all their plushies. This Kirby one is pretty cool. Ooh, they got a Mario Starlight. Oh, that's so cool. And then, ooh, they also do have a Mario and Luigi keychains. They're hats, but they're keychains. Oh my god. They have a Majora's Mask, what is it, like a statue thing? Oh my god.
Alright, guys, I forgot that I'm in a parking structure, so I went, whoo, and echoed, and a couple of people looked at me. I'm out of the store. Originally I wanted to like narrate or talk while I was in the store, but there was just so many people in there, like walking right past through the Nintendo section and a couple of workers, and I didn't really want to get kicked out or anything. But the worker who was working in electronics was really nice, so I think that maybe he would have like let me slide. I kind of felt like a little awkward, so I'm just gonna like dub in the narration later as I'm editing the video. But yes, so yeah, but anyways, I got my games. Let's go back to the Nintendo room and let me show you guys what I got. Okay guys, so I am back in my Nintendo room, and now it's time to show off all the games that I got from my local Target. So we're going to start with the original Switch, and we'll be moving on to the Switch 2 games. So the only game that I got for the original Switch is Splatoon 3. Now, this was one game because I had Splatoon 2, and then when Splatoon 3 came out, I wanted to pick this up. But then I guess around that time, there were just so many games that I've been really wanting to pick up that it kind of like drifted this aside, or like put this like in the back of my mind or whatever. But every single time that like Splatoon 3, like a video pops up, or like I see it in the store, like it crosses my mind that I go, I really do need to pick up Splatoon 3. And now with the announcement with the new spin-off Splatoon game for the Nintendo Switch 2, I figured that this would be a good time to actually pick up Splatoon 3. So now it's time to move on to all the Switch 2 games that I got from my Target. And most of them, well, not most of them, they're all game key cards. Like, all the games I need to pick up for the Switch 2 are all game key cards. And I was very iffy, or not iffy, but kind of hesitant on like picking up like the game key card ones. But it was mostly just because all the games that I got right here for the Switch 2, they're all like no, not game key cards, but like these ones are. But yeah, so I got all the non-game key card ones first. So I was kind of hesitant on like getting them, but it's mostly just because keeping like my Switch 2 collection as like a 100% complete when it comes to physical, and they are technically physical, but they're digital. But I do kind of like the idea than what the original Switch used to do, where the original Switch, it was just like a little paper thing that came with a code. Like with this, it actually does come with a physical cartridge, but the game's not on the cartridge. But yeah, but anyways, but I also do want to pick these games up now as well, because I do want to make a YouTube video and give my thoughts on what I think about these game key cards as well. So yeah, but anyways, let's dive right in and I can show you guys all the games that I picked up for my Nintendo Switch 2. So the first game that I did pick up is Sonic X Shadow Generations for the Nintendo Switch 2. I was kind of iffy about picking this one up because I didn't really know if there was like a lot of things like that upgraded or a lot of like new changes to the Switch 2. Like, I didn't really notice anything that really needed upgrades or changes from the original release for the original Switch. But just to keep this as like a 100% complete, I figured that I would pick this one up as well. Street Fighter 6. I love Street Fighter games, but I also do really like playing Street Fighter games with my friends. So this was a game that I wanted to pick up as well. Now with the last game that I got, I hope I say this or pronounce this right, but it's Yakuza 0 Director's Cut. I hope I say that right. But yeah, but I saw this game like announced during the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. And by the looks of the game, like from the Direct, it looked super good. This was like one of the games that I really wanted to pick up for the Switch 2. But yeah, so that's it, you guys. That is all the games that I got for the original Switch and also for the Nintendo Switch 2. And there were also some other games too that I didn't really expect that got a release. Like there was another Ghostbusters game that was released that I never knew that existed. So I might have to go back and get that game as well. But yeah, so that's all the games that I picked up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.